Classic Rock Beagle.
This is so good. You know, it's about time they've started marketing to musicians. Look, crack flavored ice cream. Welcome to the Annals of the Classic Rock Beagle. I'm Dobbs. This is Moser. Why would you say that? The best hit songs of the 2020 episode, we played sheep for you. Next up, a goat. Well, there's been a change of plans, Em. Yeah, I guess so. Are you really sure you want to go feral, Moser? But you're not used to the rough life of feral animals. Really?
I thought that it was like some wolves coming at me.
No, it wasn't a pack of wolves stalking Dot Fazeski. It was a pack of beagles, like this one.
Okay, how's it going? Oh, there has been a change of plans. Album ranks take a lot of research. I've got a special project in my life going on in June. So we're going to hold off on the GOAT until July. We're going to review one or two quick episodes in June. So today we're going into the randomizer to review music from a certain point in classic rock history. Moser will hit random.org, give us a year between 1966 and 2000, while I roll a six-sided die to tell us what year we'll be reviewing. So Moser clicks on 1980, and where's my die? Here it is. I roll a 2. We're going to be looking at one-hit wonders from the Billboard's Hot 100 in the first part of June 1980. June 1980. On June 1st, the first 24-hour news channel, Cable News Network, launches at the start of the month. Soon learning that there isn't 24 hours worth of news to report in a day. Mayhem ensues. On June 10th, the African National Congress releases a statement by imprisoned leader Nelson Mandela. Quote, "Unite, mobilize, fight on. Between the anvil of united mass action and the hammer of the armed struggle, we shall crush apartheid." End quote. Right on. On June 6th, Urban Cowboy was released starring John Travolta and Deborah Winger, featuring a soundtrack full of songs that could be argued are country and can equally be argued are not country. Give it a listen.
Looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love.
On June 20th, Roberto Duran wins the WBC welterweight title with a 15-round decision over current champ Sugar Ray Leonard, setting up a rematch in November, which was won by Leonard. On the Billboard album chart, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band was number 1 with Against the Wind. The number 1 song on Billboard's Hot 100 will be featured on this list. Now, a few words about what constitutes a one-hit wonder for this list. This will not be subjective. First, we'll go through all the songs on Billboard's Hot 100 for this week. Second, we'll record the top position each song found itself on its run in the Hot 100. Third, we'll then find the song from the same artist that hit the next highest peak and subtract the former number from the latter. For example, using the band Dexy's Midnight Runners, fully acknowledging that they are not one-hit wonders in the UK. Their song Come On Eileen went to the number 1 spot on the Billboard Hot 100. Their next biggest US hit, Celtic Soul Brothers, went up to as high as number 86. So subtracting their number 1 hit from their number 86 hit, their one-hit wonder score would be 85. The fourth rule. If an artist does not have another song that hit Billboard's charts, I give their comparison song the number 101. This way a band does not get consideration for having a song that only hit number 98 if their next highest song went to number 215. Number 98 is not really a hit song. I acknowledge the imperfections for the system. This may allow bands that are successful in other countries to show here. This will also include people who are legends in a particular genre. What can I do? Rules and whatnot. So rules out of the way, here are the top 10 one-hit wonders on the Billboard Hot 100 chart from June 7th, 1980, according to the Classic Rock Beagle. Change was the studio creation of French businessman Jacques-Fred Petru and Italian producer Mauro Malavasi. They cashed in on the disco craze that was just about to hit a brick wall. Their debut album, The Glow of Love, came out in 1980. Like most Eurodance acts, the actual musicians didn't matter. Their formula was this. There was a stable of writers that would make up some tunes, like you see on the Dick Van Dyke Show. They would record some instrumental tracks in Italy, then sending the tracks to various places in the US to get additional tracks recorded by American singers and musicians, mastering the final tracks in New York City. Featured vocals on A Lover's Holiday by the guy from Schoolhouse Rock. The SOS Band did have another minor hit, which almost disqualified them from this list. Very nearly. Thankfully, they made it, as this is a prototype one-hit wonder. Take Your Time, etc. fits the entire checklist for one-hit wonderage. It was quite popular at the time, though dated, with no other song from the artist in collective memory. Thankfully, this is reflected in the chart success. Now, if Money wasn't a hit in the US, you would have seen Pink Floyd here.
Well, he can't outsmart me because I'm a moron.
This is where soul music ended up after the great disco backlash of 1979. Mary Davis isn't the greatest singer and the verses aren't all that interesting, but there was a good hook. Yeah, since disco's not that good. Although this 1980 hit was Sarita Wright's first one, she had been beneath the surface for over a decade at this point. She performed the guide vocal for the Supremes' hit Love Child and almost replaced Diana Ross in the Supremes until she was vetoed by Supreme Mary Wilson. After this, Wright co-wrote a number of well-known songs with her beau and later husband, Stevie Wonder, including Signed, Sealed, Delivered, If You Really Love Me, and It's a Shame. After years away from the spotlight, she recorded this song with veteran Billy Preston in 1979, and it turned out to be quite an unexpected hit for them. Although both are accomplished songwriters, neither one contributed to writing this soundtrack hit. Depending on who you ask, James Last is either regarded as, quote, the king of elevator music, end quote, or, quote, England's most commercially successful band leader in that last half of the 20th century, end quote. I guess Jimmy Page doesn't count. Anyways, I choose the former, obviously. Wait, hold on. He also won the award for Best Bassist in Jazz in West Germany for 3 years in the early 50s. Welcome, brother! Yeah, this song doesn't bode well for him as a legitimate purveyor of real music. He had steady success, selling over 80 million albums by 1973. England's answer to Lawrence Welk, obviously. Oh, and remember Giorgio from our last random reviews? He wrote and produced this song. I was worried about finding 10 legitimate one-hit wonders for this list. That was until I saw the Hot 100 for this week and saw Funky Town at the very top. This song is the customary definition of the words one-hit wonder. Hell, this song was even covered on Tott's One Hit Wonderland. The synth riff, of course, is the key. I've given really good grades based on synth riffs. Funky Town is objectively a better song than Blue, although the earworm in Blue is better. It doesn't seem to merit a higher score than Lips Incorporated. One thing the two songs have in common is that they would be nothing without the fluke hook. And both groups never did anything else in America.
This morning is Monday. Where are you now?
Rodney Crowell is obviously not a true one-hit wonder. He's a legendary songwriter, starting with Elvira, which became a monster hit for the Oak Ridge Boys. He has worked extensively with Emmylou Harris and his wife, Rosanne Cash. Yeah, he was Johnny Cash's son-in-law for a while. As an artist himself, he racked up lots of awards and had a string of 5 straight #1 hits in the country chart in the late 80s. His song, Leavin' Louisiana, has even made it to the prestigious New Moon Rambler set list. Give it a listen. But as a pop artist, this is it. Not his best material. The verse has a bit of Muskrat Love in it. At least the words were interesting. Bruce Cockburn is also obviously not a one-hit wonder. To be honest, I'm from Buffalo, New York. On classic rock radio growing up, we'd get our share of Triumph, Kim Mitchell, Red Rider, and yes, Bruce Cockburn. If my name was spelled like that, I'd sure as hell change the pronunciation as well, but I digress. While Bruce isn't exactly a legend to Rodney Crowell's extent in his neck of the musical woods, he was a presence in the Canadian charts from the early 70s to the late 90s. He also occasionally made the US rock charts on Billboard. He only had 2 excursions on Billboard's Hot 100. If I Had a Rocket Launcher, making it to number 88.
When you look into my eyes, I find it hard to find the words to say.
Thousands of talented musicians never get a sniff of a break. If you have money or connections, there's a good chance you can get your break if you play your cards right. This can be very frustrating, but at a certain point it doesn't matter. Whether nepotism brings us Lenny Kravitz or LMFAO, quality usually rises to the top. Being Ricky Nelson's kin helped them get a recording contract, but it didn't help Nelson make a mark in music. Rock veteran Neil Sedaka gave his daughter Dara exposure on what would be his own last hit, Should Have Never Let You Go. It was a sweet gesture. Not a good song, but good parenting. We never heard from Dara again.
Pilot of the airwaves, here is my request. You don't have to play it, but I hope you'll do your best.
In Britain, Charlie Dore, she's a lady, follow along with me, folks, has a checkered career with some limited success as a singer, a songwriter, a record producer, an actress, and even as an improv comedian. Respect. I can only hope to be that eccentric someday, to have a career that varied. In America, she's only known for this song, which hit number 13 in 1980. I didn't go through her catalog to confirm that she is as talented as she seems, although her voice isn't that great. She sounds like a bargain Joni Mitchell. But Pilot of the Airwaves is a finely crafted song that plays to its strengths. I'll need to check out Moser. In the early 80s, there was a bit of 50s revivalism going on. I have vague memories of Bill Haley playing on TV to some fanfare. There were TV shows like Happy Days and Sha Na Na, and Grease came out. I think this was a reaction to Elvis's passing in 1977. Rockabilly wouldn't become Stray Cats level yet, but they're inching their way there with the emergence of Rockpile and their #1 song on this list. And if you hear the name Burnett, it should put you in mind of the 1950s. His dad would put out one of the most influential songs, legendarily covered by... Not that one. There. Oh, this is some edgy shit for the 1956. Rock and roll had no excuse for Pat Boone. So that was our look back to June 1980. So how's your research going, Mose? See, feral animals don't get clop. Nope. Feral beagles have to hunt small animals or rummage through garbage. They usually starve, actually. If you go feral, Moser, I won't be able to bring cans of glop to you. That's not how feral works. Yes, in July, Moser. So if you like this video, thumbs up below. If you want more episodes, please subscribe. Comments below help us out. And as always, rock on.